2 months after Bisi Adisa was laid to rest, Lagos had barely healed from the whispers of her tragic death. Yet her husband, Shola Adisa, was preparing for a new bride. Not just any woman, but Kemi, the same woman Bisi trusted with her secrets, her so-called best friend. The world watched in disbelief. Their neighbors, Shola's family, even strangers on social media, none could understand the wickedness of it all. What man marries his wife's best friend just weeks after burying her? Truth is, the affair never paused. During the mourning period, Kemi would visit the house, acting kind, bringing food, hugging the children, smiling at Shola's relative. But behind closed doors, she and Shola were already planning their wedding. While Bisi's little ones, Debbie and David, cried for their mother, Kemi was laying the foundation to replace her. Far away in Ibadan, Bisi's sister, Ifeoluwa, a hard-working banker with a family of her own, watched the drama unfold in disbelief. She visited Lagos as often as she could, just to check on the children. And in the United States, their youngest brother, only a respected doctor, couldn't forgive himself for missing his sister's burial, but he never missed a chance to speak with Debbie and David. Their voices gave him strength and purpose. Shola's wedding to Kemi was the final insult. Even his own family refused to attend. Friends distanced themselves, but Shola didn't care. Whether it was lust or something more sinister, he stood by Kemi. When Bisi's family begged to take the children, Shola refused. "They are my blood," he said. But blood meant nothing if it couldn't protect. Kemi's true color showed quickly. She began maltreating the children, especially Debbie and David. She screamed at them for no reason. "Lazy children, you want to become like your useless mother. I am training you for life, not pampering you." She made them do all the chores. No birthdays, no new clothes. She would take the money their father gave them, claiming they didn't deserve it. To the outside world, Kemi smiled. Inside that house, Debbie and David lived in chains. Within 3 years, Kemi gave birth to 3 children, Angel, Juliana, and Franklin. And with each child, the abuse got worse. Debbie became their maid, David their errand boy. They cooked, cleaned, fetched water, ironed clothes, while their step-sibling lounged like royalty. What Cinderella faced was nothing compared to what these two went through. Eventually, even contact with Bisi's relatives was cut off. Phone calls stopped. Visits were rejected. Debbie and David were truly alone, trapped in their late mother's house, now ruled by her enemy. And Shola he didn't see it, or maybe he chose not to. Some even whispered that he was under a spell. At 15, David could no longer stay silent. He began to fight back. When Kemi insulted his mother, he answered her. When she took his money, he demanded it back. But Kemi was smart. She twisted the narrative. She reported David to Shola. Your son disrespected me. He is turning into a thug. And Shola, blinded by lust or lies, would return home and beat his own son. Despite it all, David passed his WAEC and JAMB. He got admission into the University of Lagos to study accounting. Kemi tried to block it. She lied about the fees, hid the documents, delayed processes. But some divine force, God Himself, was watching over David. He left for school, and for the first time in years, he could breathe. But what about Debbie? She remained. Debbie's pain intensified. She was now a slave to her step siblings. No rest, no love, no hope. Then came James, Kemi's younger brother, a reckless drunk, addicted to gambling and faith. He came to live with them, and Kemi begged Shola to help her brother find his feet. But James was a threat. One afternoon, James tried to force himself on Debbie. She screamed. She fought. By the grace of God, the bell rang. Kemi had returned home. Debbie ran out, her clothes torn, her face wet with tears. But instead of facing her brother, Kemi flipped the story. What a wicked woman. She tried to steal money from our room. James caught her. She slapped him. Shola didn't ask question. He marched into Debbie's room and beat her mercilessly. She wrote everything down in her diary, and that night she called her brother. David was furious. He sent a long message to their father, filled with truth, pain, and fury. Shola read it, and for the first time, something shifted. He called Debbie to hear her side. She told him everything, and for once, Shola listened. He called Kemi and told her, "Your brother must leave this house today." Debbie finally felt safe for a moment. But Kemi, the manipulator, wasn't done. Within days, she convinced Shola to let James return. She warned James not to touch the girl again. But Debbie never allowed herself to be alone with him after that day. Her wounds were still fresh. Meanwhile, Kemi was draining the family's wealth. Designer bags, luxury wings, clubbing, endless spending. Shola was now a shadow of the man he used to be. His business began to crumble. But he didn't know the real storm was yet to come. David is in school, preparing for a brighter future. Debbie is still at home, trapped but growing stronger. Kemi continues her reign, blind to the consequences. But secrets don't stay buried forever. In episode 3 of this great story, watch out, something big is coming soon.